And welcome back, everyone. We will be continuing on with Mass Effect 3 in Vancouver, and we saw a dragon. It was Puff.
The magic dragon?
Yes. My name is Piff. You might have heard about my older brother, Steve.
Can we just get back to playing
Yes.
the game?
Yes, we can. Okay, so we're just fighting, What are these? These are cannibals?
Yeah, these are cannibals. They have a cool gameplay mechanic that if there are other enemies that you've downed that are around them, and this is more prevalent on the harder difficulties. The easier difficulties are, which sounds redundant or not redundant, on like an oxymoron.
Easier difficulty.
Yeah, easier difficulties. On the easier settings,
The lower difficulties.
yeah, the lower difficulties. You won't see this as often, but what they'll do is they'll go to other enemies that you have killed, and they will absorb their bodies and create armor plates on them, which you would then have to shoot off in order to hit them. Like if you're playing on the harder difficulty, this is a very big problem because they will stop any damage from actually hurting them.
Oh.
So, yeah.
What difficulty are we on, anyway? I don't even remember what we chose.
I think you may have left it on narrative.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, so, I mean, if you want to bump it up so you can see more of the harder gameplay. I
No.
Whatever you want
We're
to
just
do.
doing this for the story. There's no point in doing combat.
Yeah.
But we're going to leave the assault rifle on the ground because we can... Shepard picks it up.
Yeah, and I told you before that, like, that they'll actually show you picking it up, see? Whereas when you did it the other time, it didn't
I'm just
show you.
standing there kind of like, yeah.
Yeah. Which it was a weird jump cut there. You saw,
Yeah,
like, he was, like, playing with it, and then he's...
Then I'm ready.
Yeah.
I played with it enough.
That was a weird jump cut. I've never noticed that before. But yeah. And so now, we're calling backup.
We're just getting our ship.
Yep.
Nothing special.
Calling the Normandy.
Oh, that's right. We got it. I mentioned this in the first... actually, I didn't mention this in the last episode. The effect part, like the particle effects in this game, are fantastic. It's a gorgeous game.
It's a very pretty game. I also something I never realized that I really like, but the audio has been significantly improved, particularly in the weaponry. Like each gun has a distinctive sound, and they also have a distinctive feel now because of the sounds that they've added to it.
Right. Yeah.
It's very cool. Like there's the one shotgun I always use, and it's like a Krogan one or something like that. And you fire it, and it shoots out just a metal cylinder.
Yeah.
And that's what it sounds like. Exactly that. Like you're just shooting a metal cylinder out, and when you reload it, you hear just the metal clunking together to reload, and it's
Mechanical.
Yeah, and it's really nice. Oh, we should mention about the health system as well. That's changed.
Oh, that is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike the first the first couple Mass Effects where you had like a specific health bar, Mass Effect 1 was more so along the lines of like Halo, where you had shields and then you had a health bar. That when the shields were depleted, your health would go down, and you'd have to use med packs to replenish it.
Yeah, in the first one, yep.
In the second Mass Effect, what did they have? They had a numerical system, I think.
It was regenerative. That's what it was. It was regenerative.
So basically, think of like Halo. Essentially, is the best example I can think of for the health system.
It really was like Halo. It was just
in this game, they took your health and shields, and the shields are one continuous bar, but the health is in 5 separate sub chunks.
Yeah.
When you lose health in one chunk, it regenerates up until the next chunk starts. And it doesn't go further. You have to use med packs or Unity or whatever you want to call it in order to increase your health past that barrier, so to speak. So you can go down very easily, but up you have to use medical kits in order to replenish your health.
Exactly.
So it adds a new tactic to the game. You won't get all of your health back, but you'll get some health back regeneratively. So it's like a hybrid model kind of thing.
Right, and I really enjoyed this. Like if they had this in 1 and 2, it would be fantastic. Like at least that health system. It would have made 2 less frustrating for me, and it would have made 1 bit more challenging. Because after a certain point, if you get like with your armor, there are certain armors that have like a ridiculously high shield capacity, and if
Right.
you put on the shield like upgrades,
Bonus, the bonus upgrades.
you're untouchable. And the same thing with your weapons. If you get a weapon that has a really high like regenerative health, not health, ammo system, like with the heat, never really builds up, and you have the
that was like
frictionless
that
materials.
was like the pistol in our series in our episodes of Mass Effect 1. We just used the pistol the entire game.
Yeah.
We could just hold it down and it just blasted through anything.
I know. I did that with an assault rifle, and I just never bothered changing any weapons because it never overheated because I had two things of the frictionless materials.
Right, and it had enough power to you never had to worry about power.
Exactly.
It was just overheating, and then when you got the frictionless materials like level 6 or 7 and above, you're pretty much set.
Yeah, like you never had to worry about it. I think the only two weapons that it would have overheated was the sniper rifle and shotguns.
Right.
That would have been it because they generate so much more heat.
Right. So the little kid now got blown up.
And I remember I was talking about this the last time we were doing this, and I never felt much emotional attachment to this entire sequence on Earth. It's a really nice, fun,
visually appealing, but it doesn't appeal emotionally, unfortunately.
No.
Only because it's like you don't have enough time to get invested in it.
Exactly. And like I was telling you before, that if they had this sequence set on like, the Citadel, or had it set on some other planet you spent a significant amount of time on,
it would have been a lot more impactful.
Exactly. Like, I understand this is Earth, but in the scope of the game, you've never been to Earth.
Yeah.
You don't get to know the people, you don't get to know the locations, and seeing the destruction, it looks like another random planet.
And one of the worst things is you don't really get to see, the environment before it's just being destroyed.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, we know it as it is being destroyed, but nothing else.
Mm-hmm. And finally, the title card.
Yay! But yeah, it's like unfortunately you don't get invested into the area, and it doesn't feel as powerful as it possibly could.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it's a big problem that I felt in the game, just because you're supposed. The entire game is all about getting back to Earth and saving Earth, but the problem is I don't feel the urgency to. Because
yeah, if it was the Citadel, it'd be a lot different because
exactly.
Like, you spent two games, one game, going to the Citadel, and then it's like, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, after a certain mission you do on the Citadel, like, and I'm sure the one it happens about halfway through the game where I don't want to ruin anything until we get to a point, but that particular mission, I felt more invested because I was like, oh, I spent so much time here, I understand the locations, and I don't know, I felt more invested when the certain mission happened on the Citadel.
Right.
So,
unfortunately, we'll be coming back to Earth.
and Admiral Hackett, ladies and gentlemen.
Hooray!
Yeah, if you hadn't played the Arrival DLC, this will be the first time you're seeing him. You heard his voice in the first game.
Yeah, I think he gave you extra missions.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. You don't have to complete them, but they're good side quests and stuff.
Which one of them was the moon mission that I was talking to you about?
Yes.
That you said you didn't remember doing.
I don't remember ever doing.
Yeah, he gives. I think it's after you get to a certain I think it's a particular level and a certain renegade or paragon status. I don't remember where exactly, but you do get to it, or maybe you have to do a particular mission beforehand. But it's in the first one, and all it is that the mission is that you stop a rogue AI from like killing people on the moon,
right?
Or I think they already killed them. And
Moon colony.
Yeah.
Newt Gingrich, everybody.
And then you can choose a specialization for your class is what it is. That's what the reward is for doing it, and it's really cool because they reference it. They reference if you did that mission in 3, and if you did, it's a nice little Easter egg.
But if you didn't, it doesn't really affect it at all.
I don't think they mention it at all either. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see what happens. Because I know where it fits in.
Okay.
And it's towards the ending of the game, so we won't see it for a while.
But yeah, we're going to Mars.
First time we're going to Mars.
Yes. Basically, we're going to Mars because Liara.
Because you want to get some bound chicka wow wow. That's why. Because you romance Liara.
I didn't romance Liara. I already explained that in the last episode. Basically, Liara is researching something like with the Prothean archives or whatever. So, and the station has gone dark. So we gotta go figure it out.
Yeah.
We are interstellar private detectives.
We're basically Sherlock Holmes in the future,
Yes.
which is awesome.
Yes. And who doesn't like that texture popping?
That always happens at that point too, even on the consoles.
And it's really sad that you can see it so prevalent. It feels like something during an action sequence or something that you're not really paying attention, it wouldn't matter, but you're looking at a patch of dirt.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so 2011, 2012, technology, Mass Effect 3, best in the series.
Yeah. To my understanding, though, it's a problem with the engine, not necessarily with the system.
Oh
yeah, and that's what I like too, is that they keep your level from the second one. Sorry, because if you notice in the second one, there was a level cap of 30.
Yes.
And if you import your character, you just keep your level. You have to redistribute your points, but you keep your level.
Cool.
Yeah, so
I forgot about this.
Yeah, well,
So my squad is going to auto upgrade.
I kind of do that too. I don't bother with my squad
Because they don't
mates.
matter all that much. However, we count. We are important.
Mm-hmm. And you can have fun with it. To my understanding too, if you reach max level, you can upgrade, I think, 5 of your skills to max, and the other 3, if you have the bonus skill, only up to 5.
Okay.
I believe with the amount of points you're given.
Well, what we're going to do first is we're going to just use...
Also, the one thing I hate, though, is that you always have to expand it before you can upgrade
Yeah,
it. I feel like the first few levels should just be here.
Because they're required.
Exactly. And then
you click on it, boom, 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 done.
Yeah.
Armor piercing ammo.
Yeah, and then once you hit level 4, it should just give you the 2 options. And then just
What
go
is
from
auto
there.
level? How will that affect us? What will that distribute as?
I mean, I tend to do auto level when you first start out the game. And as the points you have right now, you would have enough to get all 3 up to, I think, all the powers up to level 3 at least. I believe so.
I should be able to. But we're just going to, do the ones we're primarily going to use most.
Mm-hmm.
Combat Mastery is a good one.
Well, you always do the one that's specific to your class.
Right.
Because, I mean, that's the point of it.
Plus we get Reputation bonus.
Yeah.
Damage increase or influence and duration. Influence and duration, because damage is, we're pretty much...
Well, you're also playing on the easiest difficulty,
I know,
so
that's why.
it doesn't really matter.
Squad mate damage or headshot damage.
Well, how accurate are you?
Pretty damn accurate.
Well, then I would go with that one, then.
That's what I'm thinking.
You didn't apply the upgrade.
I know, I'm just looking at which ones...
Alright.
Let's do headshot damage, and then we'll do weight capacity. Because weapon damage is irrelevant at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to do weight capacity bonus. Sweet.
Mm-hmm. I would also have appreciated if that after that there was even further branching after you get an upgrade. Like, it was always after you do one, you're locked in this other branch with 2 other upgrades, and whichever one you chose was another 2. So it would just so you would have like an exponential chain, like growth.
You can only go one of 2 paths. You can't like go back and forth between them.
Exactly, which I thought would have been really cool.
But it would have been very limited, especially if it's like, oh well, I kind of want these, but I don't want those.
Well, I think it would. I think it would have raised the difficulty then, because then if you would have had like it was like damage and defense, you chose defense, then you were stuck in the path of doing defensive things. But then like afterwards, it would like increase, your squad's defense or your defense. You hit your squad's defense, then you were in another path, another 2 options for your squad, because then you'd really have to choose what you're going to specialize in. I mean, that's what I would have liked to see.
Right.
But
yeah. So let's upgrade our concussive shot.
I love concussive shot. I
Increase
absolutely
recharge
love it.
speed.
I use that all the time, particularly with my squad mates.
Right.
Like once you get Garrus, because I mean that's not really a spoiler. He was in the promotional material for the game, so
He's not in it.
Yeah, he
He died in Mass Effect 2.
Well, if you killed him,
I didn't kill him.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go through a game like that where everyone's just dead.
So it's like, what do you do?
Exactly, because I mean, there's so many people that come back. So I think I may have to do this after.
I like this upgrade. Improve the odds of panicking a target by 15% when you light them on fire. I'm pretty sure anybody would be pretty damn panicked.
Well, I don't know that it's a.
Holy crap!
mechanic.
I'm on fire.
Yeah, it's a gameplay mechanic, so it's a little different.
So we're just gonna basically do all these other powers up to level 2 and see what points. Oh,
You had the wrong one.
oh,
Yeah, should have went back to the squad. There you go.
whoops.
Yep, and yeah, I particularly like cryo ammo too. Particularly if you're playing as a Vanguard like I did, it's fun. Mostly because you have the biotic charge,
Right.
and you freeze someone, you charge them, they blow up. It's awesome.
Right.
And then you just rinse and repeat and do it for everyone else.
Now we can. Oh, this
We
is
didn't
fun.
do fitness.
No, fitness is just health and melee damage, shields and barriers also. But
It's up to you. I was just saying.
I'll get to them eventually. But I don't think I'll need them for the first.
Oh no, you're fine.
I mean, the only thing I do is melee damage, so I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do level 4 adrenaline rush
Yeah,
because the time dilation is increased.
Yeah, the two that I always picked, at least when I was playing through the one time as my soldier, I chose Adrenaline Rush and Concussive Shot as my two that were maxed out first, just because Concussive Shot is the most useful thing, particularly on unarmored and unshielded enemies. Just knock them out, get them out of the way, and take down the heavier guys.
Oh, geez, what is my list here? Grenade goes to number 2. Adrenaline rush is 3. Armor piercing is 4. Oh wow, this is, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Also, this is also a specific Xbox thing, but the Kinect integration in Mass Effect 3, kind of fun when it works. I have to say when
I think
it works.
usually a lot of things are fun when they work.
The only problem is it might be the placement, because I had a buddy of mine who was also using the Kinect. He never had any problems with it, but it may be my placement of the Kinect.
Okay.
Because it's right next to my speakers, so it may not necessarily hear me.
Probably not.
Actually, technically, it's above my speakers, but whatever.
Proximity is, important.
Yeah, but it had a little difficulty hearing me, particularly when in combat.
Oh shoot, that's not what I wanted. Whoops.
Oh, well, it's not like it doesn't
armor
reload.
piercing ammo. There we go.
Yeah, but it was fun using the Kinect features for invisible walls.
Oh yeah. Look at those engines.
Oh,
We have to go over this way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What's that? Alliance. Sergeant Reeves. Doesn't look like he put up a fight.
Something's not right here. Keep a low profile till we know what's going on.
Yeah. But back to what I was saying about the Kinect. It's fun for switching weapons, activating powers, particularly on your crewmates. That's a lot of fun.
Oh, and this is the weight system.
Oh yeah, which was a little annoying unless you're the soldier. If you're the soldier, it doesn't really.
Yeah, I'm the
affect as
soldier,
much.
so I'm
Because you have the highest weight capacity.
correct.
But if you're playing as any other power-based class, you were pretty much resigned to using one or two weapons, because it increases, as you can read there. It increases your power recharge speed.
Right. So since we don't really use powers frequently,
Adrenaline Rush and Concussive Shock count as powers. Just saying.
well, we have we're pretty much deadly at any range.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we should be all set. Damage we don't need to increase. We're pretty much set for damage, so we're just gonna load up on everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I did too. I didn't care when I first started playing, particularly as a soldier. And all your other squad mates can only ever carry 2 weapons, which is cool. And also, weight does not affect their recharge time.
Yeah, they're pretty much give them the best you got.
Yeah, if you just give them the best weapons, give them the best upgrades, because you can also do that with your weapons in 3. You have the different weapon upgrades.
Which is a
so-
pretty handy mechanic. I like it, and it reminds me of Mass Effect 1, because Mass Effect 2 really didn't have anything like that.
Well, they were permanent upgrades. Like, you researched them, you got them, and then that was it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, try doing that with that weapon once you get it, because you can get the same weapon he just used. Oh, and headshots are so rewarding in this one, because their heads explode now. So rewarding. Yeah, I remember I had a buddy of mine. I was playing the online component, and he had never bothered to use the sniper rifle, and he goes to use it and blows someone's head off, and he just yells at me over the communicator like, "Oh my god, that was amazing!" And I couldn't hear out of my left ear for the next 2 days, so that was fun.
Well, that's always good. But yeah, we have every weapon type, so we should be, Oh, hello.
Yeah, that's fun too. That reminds me of another
Was that
gameplay mechanic
one-
they added.
Oh, that's the...
That's the Hurricane.
Okay, so I thought that was honestly what my shotgun was. Like, it was just like, wait a second, that wasn't my shotgun. This is
That's
my
your
shotgun.
It wasn't. But
Yeah. But this reminds me, what just happened to that enemy on the ledge there?
Uh-huh.
That was actually a power combo that happened. Because you can get, if you have a biotic power active and then you decide to use, like, that's weird. Did you see that? Turn around. Oh, he just
kind of just did one of those, like, take me, I'm yours.
Yeah. But it's really cool because if you have a biotic power activated or a tech power or an ammo power activated on an enemy, like they're frozen, and you hit them with a biotic or tech power then, they cause a little explosion. And it does extra damage on your enemies, which is really handy for the multiplayer more than the single player.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Particularly when you get the harder enemies and you get the more powerful they are, the more likely you'll be doing that sort of stuff.
Oh, wow, that does take a while to use.
I told you.
Okay, so we should probably change that. We
You
can't change that.
You can't change it until...
We have to do a workbench.
Yeah. Which there is one later on in this level.
I know, but still. It's like,
Yeah, I told you. It takes forever.
Well, I didn't at least it maxes at 200% and it doesn't take...
great answer, Shepard.
Yeah, but you act like that's like not a
It is
significant amount
it
of
is
time.
significant, but at least it doesn't go bigger.
Do you know anything about this?
True.
So yeah, Cerberus is attacking this station, and Ashley's accusing us of still working with Cerberus, and it's like,
You've cut all ties.
I don't believe you, you liar.
Mm-hmm.
So, I forgot, I actually have to communicate.
Yeah, I do like the option that they do give you to just make the action
Automatic.
Yeah, which is cool. Only if you're simply interested in doing the action sequences, which in this game I'd understand why, but that's what the multiplayer is really for.
Yeah.
If you're going to be playing the story, you should be doing the decisions as well.
Yeah, I think with this, it works well if you already know what, like, allegiance you're leaning towards.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like, okay, I'm already pretty much a 20% Paragon rating with, like, 2 points in Renegade. So
Yeah.
it's like, I'm clearly a Paragon, and I think it's, I'm all set to keep doing Paragon stuff. So I'm not going to be like, hey, shut up.
Yeah. Also, I feel like I have to mention this because this really bothers me on the female models particularly. But they have exaggerated proportions in this game. Because if you look at Liara and Ashley's models for the first two games, they look normal. And then, at least in the third one, I feel like they're very exaggerated and overly sexualized. It just really bothered me with that last sequence when she was talking to you. I don't know, I feel like I just have to mention that because if you really go back and play the first two games, they don't look as exaggerated.
Yeah.
It was just a little gripe that I had when I started playing this game. So I tell you guys.
Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, especially when they like try to make it more character driven and story based than action grit.
Yeah, I don't know. I just had there were a number of differences they had in this game that a lot of them are very good. Like the combat's way better. Shepard is more maneuverable. The game looks fantastic.
They got rid of the Mako.
Yes. The
I missed
Hammerhead wasn't any better either.
I know, but I missed the Mako.
The Mako was
The refrigerator on roller skates.
well. it wasn't like you can't go back and play the first game. So
I know, but still,
I've discovered plans
it
for
still would have been, you know,
one that could wipe out the Reapers.
it's like do past missions in the Mako.
Archives yet.
I would just go to Uncharted Planets, even though I had already cleaned them out of all the little
Just
treasures.
to drive around.
Yes.
Have you ever done one of those? How far can I drive? How far can I fly?
Oh
Until
yeah.
my rocket boosters run out.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I had
Oh yeah, I did that.
Or better yet, here's another game. How steep of an incline can I drive up without sliding backwards?
I did that. I remember I went on the one planet and I got as high as I could on the one mountain, and I jump off. Like I drive up, shoot off my rocket, so I'm flying through the air. The rockets die, and I can't reactivate them until I hit the ground, and it hits really hard. Apparently, something messed up in the character model because the wheels ended up on the other side of the Mako. For some reason, the wheels were stuck on top of it, and I couldn't drive. Like, the wheels are spinning, but I wasn't moving.
Huh.
And I couldn't reactivate the rockets then.
Because the wheels weren't touching the ground.
Exactly.
Ooh.
It was the weirdest thing. Oh my god. I wish I had a picture of that.
It's not a weapon.
That would have been nice. 'Cause then I would have put it in the video.
Yeah, I did, but I did this. This was back when I first got Mass Effect
They
1.
probably fixed it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they did. But
Mako bug.
Yeah. I don't know. The Mako was a fun
Distraction.
vehicle. Yeah, it was a fun distraction, but if making it a necessity to the story was awful.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't that good. It
It
was like
wasn't.
it was like a subpar Warthog.
It was a refrigerator on roller skates.
But the Hammerhead in 2
On pogo sticks.
yeah, the Hammerhead in 2 was better, but it was also not better. Like it was more maneuverable, handled a little bit better.
But it wasn't as fun.
No, it really wasn't. That's where it wasn't.
That's
as
where
good.
it's like better doesn't always mean better.
Mm-hmm.
Improved, yes, but better,
Yes.
yeah, it's relative.
Yeah, exactly. It's just I didn't have as much fun.
I remember one. It was like you drive up a steep cliff and then you fire the retro boosters, and you just like kind of
Yeah.
off the side of the mountain.
I also really didn't like how in the Overlord DLC, if you hadn't gotten the Hammerhead yet, you had it when you started the Overlord DLC in 2, which was weird.
That is a little strange.
Yeah, you just rock it out at the Normandy and you have it, even though you hadn't actually gotten it yet, because that was also a piece of DLC that you would only have if you had the Hammerhead DLC from Cerberus Network.
Right, which I don't know if I had.
I think you did.
I don't
I'm not
recall.
entirely sure.
Either way, I have to go up this way to
Yeah.
get
To show off the new things you can do as Shepard.
I am an acro. Why didn't you just slide over that very thin railing, Shepard?
He does it over everything.
I
he
know,
likes-
but it's like why he slid like 3 feet, and the thing is like what, a foot? Not even a foot.
Oh, I really like this, but don't bother shooting him. Get into cover, slide all the way to the other side, and take him out.
That's right.
Yeah, I really like this, but I could never pull this off any other point in the game.
Yeah, it doesn't ever work.
It doesn't. Multiplayer is a different thing. Sometimes you get lucky and you can do it.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
that's multiplayer, and
yeah. Multiplayer is multiplayer. I do like how it was competitive, though. I'm not competitive, cooperative.
yeah,
Not
instead of
competitive.
yeah.
Yeah, that was more fun.
I do have to. I will admit that. We're gonna flash these data pads up on the screen, but we're not gonna really read them because they don't matter. At
A
least
lot
not
of it
to
is
me.
backstory. There, yeah. and you
Change
can
loadout.
loadout.
Okay, I'm gonna remove these things because I'm not gonna use the submachine gun.
Yeah, like if you
Not
have
the
if you have the
shotgun.
assault rifle, you shouldn't bother with the submachine gun. Honestly, I always kept it to 2 weapons for the most part throughout most of the game until I got enough upgrades where the weight didn't matter anymore, and then
Right.
I would splurge on a third one.
Right. For this, the weight I'm 55% power recharge speed, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's just you're gonna notice it takes a little bit longer than usual.
If I don't have it, it's gonna be 200%, which
But powers recharge like that. That's what happens.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. You can just keep doing it over and over again.
right. So You know, actually, I'm going to take this off because I don't think, for now anyway, I don't think we really need the sniper rifle.
Not really. Everything's really close quarters. in
Right,
this
so
level.
for now we're just going to leave it as that, and...
I mean, to be fair, I never bothered with the sniper rifle in the single player anyway.
Right.
I never found it was a necessity. You see how quickly it reloads them? It's like instant.
That's odd.
Yeah.
Someone is shooting at Ashley.
Exactly.
So we're gonna just what are we doing? We're just trying to we're trying to figure out what's going on and why everyone's dead.
Exactly.
I'm surprised I forgot that mission.
See that? Who's that? boy? That's Dr. Eva Kare. She got
Oh
me
my
not
God.
long ago.
Oh, we can't say Evacor.
Any luck?
We have to say Evacore.
Been locked out.
Give a proper accent, I guess.
Nearby.
Yeah. Oh
Try
well.
to be around from there.
Great. Let's move.
Yeah.
Let's go fight some people. Thank you, Richard. President Nixon.
I felt like that was appropriate. I think right after. I feel like is it after here where you get the workbench? No, this is outside.
No, this is outside.
And you got
Unfortunately.
to level up now.
Yes, but we will do that in the next... Actually, we could do that now before we end the episode, and yeah, we can get fitness. But I'm going to save my points.
Yeah, I would
So-
save them for something more meaningful.
Yeah, you auto level up.
Yeah, we
Awesome.
are.
Why do they... I don't like how they have, like, the bubbles from, like, Star Wars. You know, the air bubbles
Yeah,
things?
it never made sense. I mean, here's another thing I didn't like with this one in particular, because you can choose to have your helmet on or off in conversation. They had this option in Dragon Age, which made sense in Dragon Age because you were always in a place where, you weren't in space, you weren't underwater, you weren't in a weird place.
Well, it
You were-
has it so if you're in space, it doesn't take it off.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, no, that's not true because there was an option where you are in space and it'll keep the helmet on, and then you go into conversation and it'll keep it off. And 2, it's intelligent about it. It knows when to take it off, when to
I
put it
never
on.
noticed.
Well, at least as far as I know, it knew where. In 3, you either have the option of default, which sometimes it'll leave it on, sometimes it'll leave it off, or off in conversations. And if you put off in conversations, it's really weird, so I just leave it on all the time.
I take it off. Oh well,
I don't know.
I'm superhuman like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we will see you guys next time, where we're going to continue going into Mars, and we'll see what's going on. Why Cerberus is here? Okay.
Yep.
See you guys.
Bye.